Okay, I know this video is almost 14 and a half minutes long, but I cut everything out that I thought was unimportant and I left everything in that I thought was important. That way you can either learn from my mistakes or what my father taught me or what I read, because this is my first lawn that I planted for myself. Here we go. Hold on. Okay, so I'm literally like 4 weeks, 6 weeks actually into planting this, because we've had such torrential downpour here in the north of Austin area. You can see the line where I went through and killed the majority of my grass. I still got some that's green. So we're gonna take care of the rest of that today. And I went ahead and went over to my favorite place, Lowe's. I got some fencing, some garden fencing, and then a couple of the 3-foot fence posts, the metal ones that you can move. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to line off that half of the yard. So my wonderful little dogs like Archie, and then there's Evie's over there wandering around, can't get into that grass, obviously, while I have the rest of the Roundup on it. And then once I turn it over and I put the seed and the straw down, it's got to take a good hold on before I can let the dogs walk back through it again. And then once that's done, once I've got this side not looking like the surface of Mars, then I'm gonna work on that side. By the way, that's 2 50-foot rolls of that, they call it garden fencing, made to keep your rabbits and stuff out. But and then I got 10 of those 3-foot fence, I'll call them posts, they're not really posts, but whatever you are, the metal fence stakes. I think it was all about $70 for the total. By the way, tools you're gonna need for this job: a hammer, the razor blade just to cut the fencing open, a pair of gloves I would recommend, and a whole lot of that. Joking. All right, so you can see here I got it fenced off, so dogs get to stay on the semi-green side, and I'm gonna start turning over and tearing up the not so green side. I've already killed it off mostly. I'm gonna go ahead and put another treatment on this couple of green patches here, but yeah, so my plan is within the next week I'm going to probably get a power rake, because we've had so much rain. This dirt really is, you can see, like it literally just kicks up. So while I got the chance and while nature's helping me out, I'm just gonna use a power rake on it, turn it over, and then I don't need to put any sand down. There's enough sand in this dirt. You can see here where we just had torrential downpours and the rain just created rivers basically in the backyard. And yeah, so we'll get the seed down, we'll rake it in slightly so it gets in about 1 inch, and then we're gonna cover it with straw so the birds don't carry it away and it holds the moisture in. I swear the cat and I are just watching the rainfall, wishing it would stop so I could just get out and get into this yard and get this grass planted. Okay, I'll go outside now and do the lawn. Nope. Texas weather. And this will be the 3rd thunderstorm today. Hey, maybe the sun will be out tomorrow. Doubt it. So I've had this stuff dead for a while. I know this is just from birds coming over here or whatever, creeping back over from the neighbor's lawn, but we're gonna use the Roundup on this one more time. We're gonna get rid of all this, and then we're going to, all this scrap stuff right here that I raked up, and then we're gonna power rake this thing so we can get some seed in. We're not gonna seed for at least 3 or 4 days after I use this Roundup. All right, so we got the power rake rented for the day from Home Depot, $75 a day. We had to rent the trailer also. It's a 24-hour rental, so it was like $125. Be aware that you're gonna have to put down a $250 deposit though, just in case you damage it and don't return it clean and full of gas. So here we go to the backyard. Also, pro tip, don't use Roundup and then wear the same shoes into the grass that you wanna keep. All right, so it's my first time using one of these. That thing is no joke. Luckily, Mother Nature, it's been raining for like 30 days, so I can set this thing on the lowest setting, and it's not gonna take off on me. It's just literally churning up the ground. I'm getting probably 3/4 of an inch of of ground turned up here. I'll flip the camera around here so you can see it. So there we go. You can see it's a little bit muddy out here, but whatever. I need to get this done. And right now is the only time where it hasn't been spewing rain violently in the last month. So I'm only doing, like I said, half the yard. We'll get this done, and then we're actually going to do that part right outside the gate, and then there's a part on the other side that we're going to do as well. I just finished killing off that grass, so I'll get this done. The only problem is those tires do get gunked up with a little bit of mud, which makes it a little hard because you do have to put some ass behind it, pushing it when the ground is this soft. All right, so I'm a little out of breath, but that was one pass. Obviously, the ground's super wet. The only downfall to that is it left a bunch of ruts, so now I got a little more leveling to do than I would have if it was dry, but whatever. We're gonna get seed down if it kills me. All right, so there's my TIF 419. Yeah, I haven't been able to cut it in like 5 days because of the rain, so I usually cut it every 2 days. Keep it about a ½ an inch, so you can see some weeds popping up in there, but it'll come back as soon as I chop that shit down. Excuse my language. If there are any kids watching this, you shouldn't be watching my videos anyway. And now I'm getting ready to power rake this monstrosity. I'm gonna turn it all up, and we're gonna plant seed here. Why did I just do this, you say? Because I tested this for a year to make sure I knew what I was doing before I did the rest of my yard. Like I said, this was TIF 419. You can't touch it for less than $300 a pallet right now, and you really can't get anything anywhere here in central Texas because of all the rain, everything's flooded. So we're gonna seed that section in the backyard, this section of the side yard, and then the opposite side of the house over there. Okay, so there's the side yard, and you know I could see where I had the TIF 419 that I planted there had started creeping all the way back to about here. So, you know, it creeped about 2.5 feet. Good for it, but it's about to get a steady dose of Arden 15 laid down on top of it. All right, last section, left side of the house. Obviously you can see I got some work to do in the front too with this St. Augustine that I hate, but I got shade trees, so gonna get that, and then the 2 little beauty strip spots there. Let's get this going. All right, mark this date on your calendar. June 6th, I think. Saturday without rain. Holy cow. I got up at 7 this morning, and it's like 2:30 now, and I haven't had an ounce of rain, and this is everything we got done. After using that power rake, man, that thing was a beast. I'll tell you this, if you got soft ground, that's the way to go, but damn, that thing is like trying to push a pig through the mud. Seriously. And there's the other side. So hopefully we get a little more of this tomorrow. Okay, so there it is, backyard with all the dead grass. I leveled it out a little bit. That was the before I leveled, obviously, with the ruts from the mud. Here's the right side. All that grass is dead and gone now. I had to respray it and wait. And then I had to make my own pull in order to rake all the rocks out. All right, so I ordered my Arden 15 from Hancock Seed Company. You get it in about, I'm gonna say I got it in 3 days, even though it said it was supposed to be here tomorrow. I got here a day early. It does get shipped USPS unless you go for expedited delivery. They'll drop it right in your mailbox if you order. I ordered 5 pounds. If you order more than that, I'm sure it won't fit in the mailbox. Okay, so 5 pounds came shipped USPS, delivered right in my mailbox. There's the bag. It actually got here a day early, so don't freak out when you see it, but yeah, that little bag is 5 pounds. So there we go, and just so you know, that's what it cost. 2 yards of topsoil to put down on top of the seed and rake it in to help the germination, and honestly to keep the squirrels and birds out of it. Okay, so it says it's everything I've read, actually, not it, but everything I've read says 1 pound of seed per 1,000 square feet, and I'm doing roughly 1,100 square feet for half of my backyard back there. So I'm going with 1.5 pounds to give it a little extra. And then we're also going to mix in a pound of sand. Thanks, Ron Henry, for that little tip on it, helping spread a little more evenly with some sand mixed in it. Coarse sand, obviously, not play sand. Yeah, I got dogs running all over the place. The 2 little ones are mine, the 2 big ones I'm just babysitting. But there's my roughly 1.5 pounds of Arden 15. with a pound of sand in it. I'm gonna use the hand spreader just because I'm gonna go low and slow and make sure I get a full coverage on this. So here we go. You're probably asking yourself, why did this knucklehead plant the yard instead of getting the sod? But obviously I covered the fact that you couldn't even get sod right when I was looking for it because of all the flooding in central Texas from all the rain, and that when you could get sod, it was almost 2.5 times what it cost this time last year. So this is an experiment for me, and we'll see if what my father taught me actually stuck. All right, so it feels like it's a billion degrees out here, but topsoil's down, mixed in with the Arden 15. You can see it. I don't know if I got enough down there. I put down basically twice what it calls for. So I put down 2 pounds for roughly about 1,100 square feet. If you can see what I did here. I'll tell you this, putting down the topsoil, I'm not a pro, but my pro tip would be, if you get it delivered, try and get it delivered on the same day you're going to put it down, because mine sat for a day, and you can see how absolutely clumpy it got. Now I'm not worried. That's all dirt, it's no rocks, so it's gonna break down, but it's a pain in the butt trying to get it to cover. But I still got another yard out there to do for my side yard, another yard of dirt. So time to water, and you know what that's for. The old tuna can. And that magical sound of the sprinklers. Now we just got to measure it to make sure we're getting enough down. We're going to do it 4 times a day. I really did struggle with whether I was going to put straw over this or not to keep the birds out of it, but everything I read says straw is going to add weeds, so I don't see any of the other guys using it, so I'm going to try without the straw. Anybody got a good idea of what I can hang out there? I can put out there that'll scare the birds away, because we got birds out that yin-yang around here. After 1 week, and you can see what I've got, it's starting to sprout up. I'm like a proud papa. I had to change my sprinklers. I went in and made my own. I can drag these around, so any of you irrigation guys, don't give me any crap over this. I get great coverage, and you can tell my grass is actually coming up. So I changed my watering schedule because the ground was just so saturated from all that rain. I went to 3 times a day. I went from like 7 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 5 o'clock. Just to show you, there's my 2 beauty strips. The gentleman beside me obviously has common Bermuda, but there we go right there. Hopefully that's going to come in as fast as the other did. Okay, so this is the area on the side of the house, and I'm pretty sure you can see some hazy green spots, but you can see exactly like up against the house right there. Definitely got some Arden 15 coming in. Let's see here. Yeah, looky right here. That's what I'm talking about. This area is exactly 10 days in where I planted. Now let's go out the backyard. Okay, so first things, don't get on me here, and we actually had rain last night for the first time in like 2 weeks. For the pinwheels and the stuff hanging, it actually works. It keeps the squirrels and the birds out of your seed, out of your grass seed, so it doesn't so they're not out here eating it before it can germinate. But if you look here, I got a few little sprouts. I definitely got it going on here. Don't want to walk too much on it, but I definitely got some going on back here as well. Right in there, yeah, I got a couple of weed grasses I need to pick, but you can see the Bermuda starting to come up. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's it. That's my video. I hope it helped. If it did, if you could just tap gently that like button and maybe the subscription button. I hope in about 4 weeks I have an update video for you on how great this stuff is coming in, or what I've had to do in order to help it fill in. But until then, thank you very much. Have a great day.